Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim and this is Core Union. So today's video is going to be one that I have wanted to make for quite some time. It's on a topic that I find to be really exciting and incredibly interesting. And I'm going to try to condense it down to about like 5 minutes or so. So let's see how this goes. So quantum mechanics really plays a huge part in my understanding of how manifesting actually works. And sometimes when we're, going through an experience in the three-dimensional reality and it's not necessarily what you prefer, we can spiral down into feeling disempowered, falling into the victim state. We forget, we become my coach says it in a good way, we become a reactor and we forget that we are now the creator. And when you start to think about things as on a scientific level, it can help you pull yourself out of this disbelief, so to speak. So first, just a reminder, you guys know that, or by now you should know, that we are all energy. We are all just trillions of atoms vibrating at different speeds, and everything in your environment is also made up of the same stuff. So while we appear to be solid, we're actually just trillions of atoms, again, vibrating at a certain speed, and we're being held together. In that way, I believe that we are all also one, and that separation is just the illusion. It's just this great illusion of what it is to live in this three-dimensional reality and living out this human experience. So quantum mechanics is basically the study and the observation of how things work in our world on a subatomic level. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a biologist, but I do understand the concept of this, and I'm going to try to explain this in a non-scientific way, because if I try to explain it in a scientific way, I'd probably mess it up a little bit. But if you can just, kind of follow along with this, and then, if you want later on, go do your own research, and then what I say will probably make sense. Okay? So for decades, scientists, physicists have been studying quantum mechanics to understand how things actually work on a subatomic level. And through different experiments and using technology, they have really found some incredible discoveries of how all the stuff that we're made up of, all these atoms, electrons, protons, are actually behaving with other matter in our reality, in our physical reality. So they have an experiment, basically, that they observed electrons and particles, other tinier particles, to see where the particles would land when they projected them out. And what they found was that these particles, when they shot them off, instead of falling into a pattern that was similar when they did the same experiment using tennis balls, the particles actually behaved very differently. And what they did is they went all into all of their possible, potential, probable positions all at once, and that's called a superposition. But the incredible thing was that there was also something that's called duality. They behaved as particles, but as something with mass, but they also behaved as a wave at the same time, which a wave has no mass. So think of like light. Things being at light speed is basically a wave. So what's incredibly exciting about this is that we are also made up of the same stuff. We're just trillions and trillions of atoms again. So when they discovered this superposition, this pattern of the particles behaving in this way, of being in all of their probable positions simultaneously, they then wanted to see what would happen if they took a device to observe, to try to understand what was actually going on. And some incredible things happened. The particles actually behaved differently. And as soon as they tried to observe what was going on, Then the particles collapsed, and then they went into more of the predictable pattern of when they did the same experiment with tennis balls. So the implications of this are that through observation, particles, all of the things that make up atoms, all of the things that make up us, and everything in our reality, in our three-dimensional reality, in our world, behave differently and collapse when they are observed. So a lot of scientists actually believe that this is how our consciousness creates our reality. So how I see this and tie it into manifesting, and I know I'm not the only one. I believe the movie What the Bleep years and years ago was basically on the same subject. And at the time when I watched it, I was like I just I couldn't wrap my head around it. It's like I kind of felt it, but I couldn't wrap my head around it. I don't believe I was ready at that time, but now I'm ready and I feel it. And I know this is, true, or at least, I buy into it. And when we buy into things, they become, even if they're placebos, whatever helps you go there in your mind to manifest, use it. Okay. Because no matter what, you're a powerful creator and you're going to create and you manifest anyway. So if something, you need to subscribe to a thought and a belief, it's a placebo really, but go ahead and do it. So I'm almost at 7 minutes, so I'm doing pretty good. So anyway, how I see this working with manifesting is just like this. When we want something and we desire something and we feel that pulling towards it, we feel that desire, I believe that that's the universe having, said, okay, this is yours. And then we set the intention of it. We have our affirmations of it. We do all the things that we have to do to get us in a place where we have released and dissolved all of our barriers that are really just the resistance, that are our limiting beliefs, our core wounds, our past programming of all the reasons why this or that shouldn't happen. And when we have the momentum, the new momentum going into the direction of what it is that we want, and we just continually keep that, what we want, in our focus and in our awareness, and our consciousness pushes that out in the same way that the observation caused the wave and all the probable potential possibilities to collapse. In the same way, when we focus and we observe what it is that we want, then that collapses and hardens and becomes an experience in our lives. And that is the full manifestation, okay? That is the wish fulfilled. So you identify something that you want, you do all the things you have to get there, you use the law of assumption to trust and assume that it's a done deal. It is already somewhere, it is already happened. It's already created. You're not waiting for something to happen to grant you a wish to then attract it to you. It's already happened. And through our three-dimensional reality, then we just have to go through time in this linear, slower pace because we don't move at the speed of light, okay? Because we are those trillions of atoms that are just always in our experiences, and the things in our lives are always in that superposition. So minute to minute, there are billions of possibilities and potentials happening. With the trillions of cells, there are that many more potential possibilities, that circumstances can change, that events are shifting, that things are happening, that all of these potentials are existing all at once, and it is our observation on it that collapses it, that then brings the experience that we want, that we kept in our awareness, to us. Okay? I think I nailed it. It feels good. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this explanation of quantum mechanics and how it works in our lives to help bring our manifestations to us. And go out there, trust in your desires, trust in your power, be the powerful, beautiful, amazing creator that you are. I love you guys so much and have an amazing day.